Hello, hello. Day number 2. More set 12, baby. I am very excited to play. So, why don't we just hop in? I'll be getting a webcam soon. That'll be fun. It'll make my content a lot better, I think. So, you know. Let me just pull up chat real quick. Let's go. I don't really like any of these. Champion delivery, I guess. Okay, starting off with... Okay, we did get champion delivery, okay. I think this set, my goal is gonna be more to... I have a couple Zoes already. It's gonna be to play more flexibly, to try to, play more competitively. That's what I would like. Because I think what I can do here... Because I don't, like, have as much bias. Okay, I have Sugarcraft. Portal. I have some... I have the Frost set up right now. I don't really have a Fairy set up. I mean, I like Frost, and I've played more Frost than anything else. My items are looking more like Frost. I want to play more flexibly. I want to play more competitively. I want to be better at the game. I don't know why chat is taking forever to show up. Okay, so Elise has a hero augment. That's cool. Vertically inclined. Rise fighter. Am I gonna win streak here? Pumping up, okay. I think it's just pumping up here. With, shit, okay. Well, I didn't expect to get a tier, to be fair. Okay, there we go. Now chat's up. Pop out. Okay, sick. Maybe I could go Sugarcraft. I don't know if pumping up is good or not for Sugarcraft. I don't even know if this is worth doing. I mean, why? He's a Vanguard. Eldritch. Am I going Sugarcraft? Like, I'd have to start now. I assume Jinx would scale off attack speed. Yeah, let's do a Sugarcraft game, because I haven't. Even though I'm not in the best spot, I need to learn the set. So use 4 hex. What do you do, Bard? Launch a magic missile at the target that bounces 4 times between enemies, dealing magic damage. They also take more damage for 10 seconds. Or 3 seconds. 10% for 3 seconds. I mean, I guess I'll just lose streak. Oh, so I have to start slamming components. Oh, okay. So I'm not gaining anything until I actually put stuff on the board. Okay, so I have Soraka, Rumble, Bard, Jinx is a hunter, and Gwen is a warrior. So I'll do warriors and hunters. And then I'll put like my AP items on Rumble. Yeah, so hunters. That's the thing is like, I don't know if Spear of Shojin is going to be good, but we'll just do it anyway. Wait, does it have to be on? Oh, your team is holding. Okay, no, it can just be a teammate. So Akali's a warrior. Katarina's a warrior. Akali, Neela, Katarina, Fiora, Gwen. So let's... I assume it'll be best if I go Rage Blade. With the new mana change as well, like, I don't think slamming Spear of Shojin is a bad idea. And with pumping up and everything, I think I'll just get them casting a lot, which will be great. Get a temporary magnetic remover and a reforger. I mean, it's free, but there's no need. And now I have warrior active. Let's do this. So I don't lose so hard. Like, I had a Frost setup already, but like, I've already played 2 games of Frost out of the 5 games of this set that I've played, so I want to try something new, you know? Oh, okay. So she is like a reset champion. Okay, here's a hunter, but I think I'm just going warriors. And I'll go Gwen, the 4-cost carry. So I think Sugarcraft is going to be much more of a highly situational trait. Mainly due to the idea that it probably is best when you have like a lot of components already. And you're ready to slam. So it looks like kind of like a weird like win streak augment. Gain AD and AP increased by 10% for each cake layer when the cake has reached 7. Gain treats instead. Interesting. I would love to go Ari carry at some point. That would be really fun. Another Nyla. Neela. I need to have like a consensus on how to pronounce these people's names. I mean, this is free, sure. Okay, so I am gonna lose, which is good. I should probably just level. And throw in... I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Probably a Kali. I'm also just waking up. This game is totally just kind of like a calibration game for me. So I'm also going to turn on some of my music for me. What do I want to listen to today? Something like Pluto. For sure. Oh, Twitch is on too. I think it's BF sword here. For Edge of Night. I don't know if this is a good item combo for Gwen. I'm just kind of guessing based on the very little I know about her. So I need a warrior emblem. Oh, that's actually pretty good. He hit like all of them with his ability. Bard might be a decent carry in some comps. Vanguard. Blaster. I assume Gwen is AP, actually. That's kind of why I'm going these, like, flex items that I think someone with Omnivamp would want. I mean, Neela's doing just fine. Nyla? Nyla. I'm gonna pronounce it Nyla. Nyla's doing just fine with these items so far. Damage amp. They don't have a emblem for damage amp yet. There's Gwen. Every 2 casts, Gwen gains a snip stack. Active dash and snip twice plus once for every snip stack and a cone. The first and last snip each deal magic damage, and the others snips deal 50. Okay, so I think I got maybe Biss. What's her mana pool? Oh my god, I got a Gwen from it's 40. Interesting. Maybe like Spear of Shojin. Maybe blue buff? She needs healing. Like a blue buff. I guess she has healing from her trait though. Blue buff, Jeweled Gauntlet. And then Hand of Justice, maybe. But like, I don't know if stacking this is better than just like the raw damage. Okay. Now we have, she has 2 hex range anyway. I was hoping to find, a Nyla. That's right, I need to slam items. I'll throw Hand of Justice on Fiora once I get her. Ooh, I barely won that.
That is quality pay-per-view. Start moving. Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight. Ante up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And action.
Hell yeah. Okay, so Fiora's AD. Actually, I'm just gonna change some items up real quick.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let the chaos commence.
I mean, Gwen's doing pretty well. Yeah, I think I'll lose here though. Unless? That was weird. I thought that I would totally lose that.
Start moving. Time to use those
Not
tactics for a
today.
good old-fashioned team fight.
It's probably pretty good. The issue is I took the Edge of Night off of Gwen. So if I have Edge of Nights on other people, they'll retarget Gwen and kill her.
I can't wait.
Zeeks. It's pretty good.
Ante up! 4, 3, 2, 1. And action! Well, they may be down, but they're not out. Show me your moves.
Don't think I'm going for 3-star Rumble. It's possible I could go for 3-star Katarina.
Ante up! 4, 3, 2, 1.
I need like Infinity Edge
And
on Fiora. Problem with Redemption is that my carries are like dashing all over the place. I'm probably not going to win this game. But that's okay. I've learned, and that's what's important. Do I even want this? I could make a Sugarcraft emblem. With a sword.
the audience is waiting. Prepare those boards. This unit's raring to go.
I think he'd be a good Sugarcraft holder.
What a delight!
This power may tip the scales.
I think I need to level up one more time. It's probably just like blue buff, JG, Hand of Justice.
Time ain't stopping, so you better not either. Go, go, go! Some fun! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's brawling time!
I think I'm gonna go for 6 Sugarcraft. And then Sugarcraft Olaf will probably be my carry. If only I had a Hunter emblem to put on him as well.
Let's start the show. A clean victory.
Please give me a sword. Didn't see this coming. Alright, hold on. What are my options?
Either. Go, go, go.
Pyro, Honeymancy, Frost, or Witchcraft. It's probably just Pyro in this spot, but I already had a bow.
These units are showing some promise.
Yeah, don't really have the best team, but that's okay. I was really hoping to get a sword, and I just didn't. I don't even know if 6 Sugarcraft would have saved me anyway. 4 random items become artifacts.
Like magic.
I got Sniper's Focus on Rumble. Oh, that's so dumb.
3, 2, 1. Let the chaos commence.
Yeah, it's okay.
Lost. Perfect time for a commercial.
Wait, do you drop a gold when you die? That's interesting. Or maybe I earned a gold for some reason. Interesting. What are my thoughts on anger and where does it come from? Sorry, I didn't see this. I was focused on the game. So, anger is interesting. Like, in certain times of my life, I felt like it was dormant and it never really came out. In other places of my life, I feel like anger kind of ruled like an iron fist over the way that I would think. So, I think like any emotion, the way that I understand how emotions work is they kind of are a initial reaction that you feel, but it doesn't mean that they have to exist past that like initial boiling point. So stuff like anger and sadness will creep up in your mind and you'll have physiological responses, meaning like you might have your heart rate increase or whatever, but in your brain you can train the ability to give in or choose to ignore and brush off kind of those emotions. And usually you can do that by distracting yourself. So I think it's like, I think anger, kind of like other emotions, can be kind of like a trauma response. If your senses are observing something that triggers those responses, then you'll gain the symptoms. I mean, I guess I'm more interested in like maybe giving my advice on what I think you should do when anger comes, because it's more like you can't ever stop anger from rising up in the first place, but like how you handle it afterward is a way different um like conversation, because a lot of people say like, oh, I don't feel anything, or I just um I've I'm completely emotionless. I've been in that place and I understand what they mean, but I think training yourself to not be so reactionary in the idea that like letting your emotions rule you past a reasonable level. To understand the root of anger, it's like, okay,
It's time for the wheel.
let me think on that for a second. I'm also gonna go check on something upstairs once I get a second. Um, the root of anger, I would assume it's like a trauma response. Like
Is quality
you just have like, okay, let me go think on it. I'm gonna play
Ante up.
maybe Shapeshifter this game. I'll be right back.
2, 1. Let the chaos commence. That is quality paper.
Okay, I'm back. I just needed to check on something for my girlfriend. Okay, cool. 2-star
Power
Twitch.
may tip the scale.
He's a hunter. I could go Eldritch, maybe? Oh, yeah, I do have Eldritch. Okay, sick. I'll try an Eldritch game. I haven't done that yet. An idea that made you understand anger was that anger always comes from a defied expectation.
That is quality pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not wrong. I think the issue more so is, I don't know if this is a win streak position, is it? What is your ability? What is your ability? What is your ability? What is this loot? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to do spoils. You're not wrong, but I think that it's much more of the idea that like there's also so many other ways that a hell yeah. There's so many other emotions that can spark out of a defied expectation. So I don't know that like that's the right answer for anger specifically. Try to think of a time I got angry. I mean, yeah. I think that like your explanation is vague enough though that it applies to so many other things. I would say that it applies more to disappointment than to anger. Because if you have an expectation and it doesn't go your way, I don't know that anger is the default for like the vast majority of those types of situations. I think that perhaps for me it would be disappointment first. I think it also might just depend on your personality. I have probably experienced a lot less anger than most people. I had a friend, my best friend from kindergarten, had a lot of anger issues. And for him, he was angry at anything, for any reason. But it wasn't from a place of like defied expectations every time. It was from a place of a trauma response. You can have other emotions from failed expectations, but anger. I mean, sure. I think anger maybe has more than just like the fact that the expectation wasn't fulfilled. I think it's probably surpassed. Imagine 2 bars, okay? The top bar is like where you would like things to be. It's your optimistic place of like how you'd like the outcome to go. And then anywhere in between those two bars is like acceptable, but it's not what you preferred. And then anything below that low bar, I think, is what would cause anger, because that low bar is like you're stooping below not just like the optimistic place that you would like to be, but below an acceptable place as well. And so you're having a very intense visceral reaction that usually will inflame violence or strength to come out of you to try to change that, if that makes sense. So I think it's more of like anger will usually come out when something probably more negative or way past the spectrum happens. Also, does she actually scale with attack speed? Yes, she does. Do I win this? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think I do. Yeah, because they built wrong. Okay, sick. I am contested, which is not great. I have shapeshifters. I don't know if shapeshifter is... Oh, no, it is the perfect trade to go with Eldritch, actually. Okay, Ash will just be an item holder for Briar then. Okay, let me read what you said to make sure I didn't like skip over anything. What if trauma made him build up the expectation? Okay, so to explain his trauma a little bit better without like overstepping any bounds, essentially the idea behind his anger was that he was abused from his parents in many different types of ways. And so because other things weren't meeting that bare minimum bar of what he would like, that expectation, then things would infuriate him more than it would other people. So I agree that that like expectation thing is definitely a part of it. But what I would kind of like preface that with is to understand that like everyone's bar is different, and that what that bar is and why, and how easily people are able to access below that second bar is what anger is. So I think it's easy sometimes to realize that anger is so much more subjective. Like, emotions are subjective by nature, so you can't objectively say exactly what something is. It's so personal. Like, I will not be... Like, you can't say for every situation that every person would be the same amount of angry. And that's what makes it so hard to objectively define anger. But subjectively, there's a lot of interesting things that we can point to with anger and say for ourselves, like, this is what makes me angry. And for me personally, that's ignorance. Ignorance is a huge thing. I think if people make conclusions and have a strong head behind their opinions without having very much knowledge, that makes me extremely frustrated, because I've done a lot of studying and I realized that there is just too much information out there in the world to understand. And so if I have an opinion on something, I really take my own opinions with a grain of salt. And I don't think enough people do that, because I don't think they're aware enough of their own ignorance. But like, that's something that when people take it into action and then it affects me, that they're making decisions based off ignorance that then affect my life, that makes me angry. But I would think that even the most minute things of like which flavor of ice cream they decided to get or whatever, like, it can be that mundane and pointless or meaningless. But I might get more mad about that just because for me it's like I would rather the methodology of the way that they make decisions to matter more, or to be more methodical, or to have more consideration. I think you're pointing in the right direction, but I don't know that it's quite the full picture. I don't expect others to be as good as me. I just don't expect others to be as incompetent as they prove themselves to be. I think it's one thing if it's a one-off, but if it's like the consistent behavior of the average individual, that's different. I would say the average person acts on ignorance way more than they should. Yeah, I feel the same way. Not bothering other people is pretty important to me. I'd say I'd go one step further and realize that when others are bothering me, I probably try to see that as an opportunity to shape how then I would act in the next situation. Not to say that you probably don't think the same thing, but like, I'm trying to take into account not just my own perception of myself, not just the other person's perception of me, but try to go a step further to say whatever their perception of themselves is trying to shape kind of like the expected behavior of other people around them. Because most people, regardless if they think about this or not, probably. Oh, I could do this one. Yeah, let's reforge this. I don't think Incanter's the... Well, Syndra is an Incanter. What does Incanter do? Your team gains 10 ability power. They increase ability power per stack. Yeah, no, I'll just reforge this. Okay, fuck yes. I got so lucky. What the hell? Okay. There's a saying, treat others the way you want to be treated. So, when other people are noisy or inconsiderate of you, I think that something that I used to do was be like, oh, I'll set a better example. I'll follow this idea that, like, I should just be, I should try to be more of an example for them, and I'll show them that, like, hey, the way that I live my life is to not bother you. But something that I've realized is people don't really pay attention to inaction, which is what I tended to portray, is like being silent and being out of the way. They'll just forget about you if you do that. And so if they are treating you in a way that you don't like, people will actually respond more to you treating them in that same way that they treated you, and then they'll have the ability to see that and then make that introspection of like, oh, what the hell? But they'll probably just blame you, and they won't realize that it's actually just projection, and that the things that you are doing are the things that they themselves do. It's a whole whatever. You have to take into consideration this person's maturity and intellect and experience and all this other shit. So it's a really hard dynamic, but when you get angry at a game, it could be because you expected yourself to perform better, or expect your opponent to play more honorably. Yeah, I've played a lot of multiplayer games. When I get angry at games, I don't really have a lot to pull from. To be clear, I don't give in to anger. So to kind of like to expand on what I was saying earlier with anger, I don't think it's like, it's something that can start to creep up. You can start to feel it, but then it's still up to you at the end of the day whether or not you're actually going to practice said thing. If you're actually going to give into those emotions and then put them into practice. So like, I guess I just need more time to like think on it, but I'm also playing TFT, so my brain is like split in two worlds at once, which is totally fine. That's what I want to do, but I think I just need a second to like really digest what it is I want to say. I wish I had like all the answers on the top of my head. I think I'm like halfway there, so I just like need a second. I'm gonna read through what you said though first. You know what to expect. You get less angry. Yeah, to be clear, I don't think you're wrong necessarily to the idea that when you have realistic expectations or more applicable expectations that you'll be less angry. I think that's true. But that's because I think that will then influence whether or not you give in to anger. Because I think if the two exact situations happen, it's not like magically one time the anger was there and the other time it wasn't, just because of experience. I think the experience informs the way you react to the same situation. So if you're, do you play like Elden Ring or Dark Souls? Like, are you familiar with like the invasion mechanic? I could use that as an example if you're familiar. Okay, cool. So if somebody invades you and they're using cheap spells that have a lot of range and a lot of damage, and you're playing a melee build and you're not equipped to just like equip something else to be able to fight them back on their terms, and they're playing kind of like in what you would consider as a cheap way, even if other people don't consider it cheap. Shapeshifter. I'm just gonna replace Ash with Briar once I get her. So in those moments when you first fight something like that, I think that anger or that frustration or whatever, anger is so closely linked to frustration and stuff. That's kind of like my issue. You'll probably be like, man, I don't like this. This initial like assessment of like, hey, I don't like this thing, I wish that it was different, is really important to understand, I think. I don't know why I have even shroud on Jace. Should probably put it on Mordekaiser instead. And maybe even Gargoyle. I'm not really thinking through my TFT, but that's totally fine. If they invade you and it makes you angry because they're using a certain tactic, the second time that you get invaded with the same tactic, I think a lot of people will have the same amount of anger because they had already had a bad experience and they're like, fuck this, like I hate this, why do people have to do this? And I think it kind of just stays the same way and they kind of sit in that rut. But what I've decided to do when I get invaded, which is not a lot in Elden Ring because I don't play with friends, which is the requirement to get invaded, but like when people invade me, I look at it as like, okay, this is going to be a novel experience and I might not have to love this, but I don't have to hate it as much either, which is a pretty big deal, at least for me. Innervating Locket. It's probably just this. What is his ability? Gain a shield that decays, slam the target, Gain ability power. I think I should put that on Nasus, actually, when I get him. Or no, Swain. That's right. And then like a Bloodthirster Titan's Resolve on Swain. That would actually be kind of sick. Let's see how that goes. Guess he'll gain tons of tanky stats. Yeah. And then he'll just heal. I mean, he's only 1 star right now, but once he's like 2 star, then he'll be pretty damn tanky. And then Briar will have all the time in the world to kill everyone else. Okay, cool. Is there something that makes me angry in TFT? No. TFT is the most fucking lukewarm emotion in game of all time. Like, I would never have an issue with TFT. Not to say that you don't have like a good point to like try to ask questions about TFT to like make it relatable. I appreciate that, but it's just not gonna be one of the more applicable things, I guess, to this conversation. TFT is like so easy. I mean, the only thing that would possibly make me angry is low rolling, which means if you're re-rolling your shop and you're not getting the champions you need, that would be pretty frustrating. But I don't give in to that frustration. That's the difference. I think I've taken a lot of time in my life to assess the way I feel with certain things, and so even when I encounter new novel things that I don't have a built up expectation for, I still don't get angry. I really don't get angry, like, ever. Like, I guess I would only get angry, kind of like you mentioned, when like you don't perform in a way that you would like to. I think I have a decently high expectation of myself, but I'm also more forgiving that, like, hey, at least I was optimistic going into this. I didn't get the result I wanted, but I know that, like, I'm learning from this, and so that quells, like, any sense of anger or distaste that I might have. Like, I tend to just choose to think about things in a way that isn't just, oh, I just want to give in to this rage. I don't really enjoy existing in the rage. I mean, it's nice if you're working out and punching a punching bag or something, but it doesn't have a lot of application and it doesn't get very much done. So it's hard to say, like, why I would ever kind of, like, keep that as something that would ever feel useful. Didn't expect a stupid situation to happen so often. I think that you're right on the big point that, like, the average person probably gets angry mainly because they have a misunderstanding or a bad way of handling their mind and their emotions when confronted with a situation that they don't want to be a part of. Mainly due to having poor expectations or not enough data to make proper expectation analysis or whatever. So, again, it's so subjective to, like, each individual. It probably has something to do with expectation, absolutely. But I think that each person handles expectations way differently. It might come from the same place, from, like, I guess I'll just do like a couple Shyvanas. That'll probably be better. I don't really know who I'm going to throw blue buff on. I'm just hoping to get like a tank item from Ward. I think I answered everything, but there was also a lot to keep track of, so I'm sorry if, like, I kind of jumped from tangent to tangent. I think anger is a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting topic. I just personally don't have as much experience with it, especially not in my like late teens or young adult years, because all of my anger kind of existed when I was a child, and then I decided to take a different approach to anger as it started to come up more and more in my life, and then I decided I didn't really enjoy that emotion, and then just decided to throw it out the window as much as I can. Yeah. I think the goal for me for like answering questions is to try to get as close to the answer as I know that I can with my knowledge. So whatever expectation you might have for this conversation, I'm just hoping that that gets fulfilled regardless if I have the same goals or not. But yeah, I really do enjoy thinking about psychology. Psychology is very interesting to me. Right behind like philosophy and people's approach to life and everything. So Nasus gains health. Probably should just do this, right? And then Shyvana stuns the board. Chain of Voidling. Okay, cool. When I was bullied or when I was in fights when I was young, that's where all the anger would come out. I don't know that it was expectation though that caused that anger. It was pain. It was like I didn't like once I realized that people had different opinions and people wanted like status or people wanted whatever it is that they felt. There's definitely a different approach that I took to things that I don't know that I made as much expectations. I think to some degree people make expectations for themselves when he's a 1 range, she's a 1 range. Just gonna have her over here and this one over there. I think I started to be expected to be bullied, actually, now that I think about it. Because I was bullied a lot. I would often gloat as a kid because I would win most of the time whenever playing a game or whatever. I was very talented. And I was in ballet. I played football. I did martial arts when I was young, so I had a lot of like time to hone my skill or whatever. So there's kind of a difference between
Time ain't stopping, so you better not either. Go, go, go!
okay, cool. Should I just so it automatically refreshes. That's interesting. I'll just sell the Varus. I don't need him. Oh, fuck. I need open slots. That was cool. That it kind of like auto-refreshed. That's a kind of neat mechanic. You just focus on buying and selling, and the shop will refresh automatically. That was very interesting indeed. Okay, goodbye to you, goodbye to you. There's the Briar. I just need one more. A few times you got in a fight when you were in school, you felt like you expected people not to mess with you. I think the very first few times I got in a fight, I expected it to happen because I knew their attitude. Like, these people were obviously trying to start a confrontation, and so I just assessed that these people wanted confrontation. And if a fight came to it, it wasn't like surprising. Maybe there's a difference between expectation and surprising, or like seeing a... Oh, I should have grabbed the gargoyles probably and put it on Mord and scooted everyone back a row. That probably would have been better. I knew why people were messing with me. I think... Oh, I already had enough Narcissus. Never fucking mind. I think... Okay, this should be good. I knew why people were messing with me because I was talented. I was the star of the show. I was the golden boy. I'm very good looking. Like, I have a lot going for me, and so people often acted out of jealousy, and that's totally understandable. I think I didn't know it back then that it was jealousy, but I knew that it was common because it wasn't just like a couple people. It was everyone. Like, all of the boys pretty much hated me, and they all universally kind of acted the same towards me. So that expectation very much was kind of like there from the start. Maybe the very first couple of times I didn't understand it, but I think not understanding it is probably the exact reason why I didn't have an expectation. Is because I think for me, going into something new or encountering a new person, I don't ask myself what I think that they'll do because I don't know them yet. I need them to give me more data before I make a prediction. I mean, if they blew it way out of proportion, then yeah. Why do I have a Radiant Titans? Was it the charm I bought? One full, okay, becomes Radiant, okay. Understandable. I think I'm a special case for anger. Like, anger is just not the emotion that I chose to engage with. Which I think is totally fine. I don't think it's the way that the average person would go about the same situations I was in. I think I have some level of sociopathy. Or disassociating, because I always knew that like my experience was different from everyone else. I tried to relate to other people when I was a young kid, but being in ballet at the age of 4 really changed the way that I understood other people and the world, because I would try to relate to them, but no one could. Like, no amount of maintenance notification. Wait, seriously? Is it seriously under maintenance right now? I guess I could try to grind to platinum in set 11 if it's under maintenance. I mean, it's updating. Does it make me angry that I can't relate to other people? Maybe it did. I think part of the problem too with trying to analyze my childhood is like it was so long ago. I'm 22. Trying to analyze something that happened 18 years ago is like... Oh, does it make me angry that there's maintenance? No. It's completely understandable. I've dealt with it a million times, and I don't have an attachment to set 12. I think that's also the thing, is like with expectation comes like a sense of like attachment, because you have I don't know, when people give like an expectation to something, they almost put a dependency on it, to varying levels depending on the person, depending on the thing. But like, I think anger or emotions at all. Okay, let me give a thesis. Let me give like a final statement thesis to what I think I understand about emotions and stuff. Emotions are something that if someone is a more emotive type of person who likes to enjoy the experience of what it's like to be like really happy and stuff, and they find that they are able to assign attachment to the way that they feel, the qualia of experience, they will tend to have more intense experiences. They will tend to put a larger attachment on things. Therefore, they will give expectations to things more often and with a more intense requirement, or something along those lines. For someone like me, I tend to take a more apathetic view to things because I have so many interests that I'm not so reliant on one thing or another. Like, yes, I'm playing TFT today, but like I have so many other games I can go play and I'll be just as entertained. Like Set 12 is novel because it's on the beta test server right now. It's only been out for a couple days. But what I understand as well is that it'll be out for whatever. Like, I just use like more logic and reason. I think the problem is like people attach their sense of, what do I want? Multi-striker? I could try to go multi-striker. I think I'm pretty much done with that assessment. Is that I can't even buy her. Well, I didn't even need to. Okay. He's 2-star though. Should I keep him? Kinda should keep him. Lizard brain intelligence to help our more intelligent brain make faster decisions. You see tiger, you feel fear, then immediately run. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, obviously you're not using the most like literate scientific whatever, but I don't think you need to at all. And neither am I, to be clear. Hard commit, gain a random emblem now and after each carousel. Gain a 1-star champion of that trait with a cost equal to the stage. Let's fucking do it. Oh fuck, I love this augment though. Fuck it. I need to learn. Okay, preserver. Who is a preserver? I'll put preserver on you. Sell you. Fuck. Preserver. What does it do? Your team heals a % of their max health every 3 seconds. If they're full health, restore mana instead. So definitely just shapeshifter preserver. Yeah. That's probably best. But it says I gain a random emblem now and after each carousel. So I think you're right though. Most people have a more instinctual way to respond to things because they need to. It's better for survival if they make a decision, even if it's the wrong decision. Acting is usually better than inaction. I don't know that I could necessarily prove this to be the case, but I hear people in scientific literature talk about it this way. Love helps navigate social situations, fear avoid danger, anger fight enemies. Yeah, but I think at the same time I'm trying to avoid reductionism, and I understand that simplicity or categorizing things makes it easier to understand or think about. Totally. It's really hard though because there are always like exceptions to the rule, and then there's always variance. It's always a spectrum, especially with something like emotions that is in the subjective camp of things. If we were to talk about something more objective, it would be so much easier to just be like, yep, this is how it works, that's said and done, move on. But that's not that would be an objective thing. So we're in the subjective category where it's so individual dependent. It's so subjective. Like, I'm trying to explain it without using the word, because that's I can't remember what fallacy that falls into, but essentially reductionism is something I would also like to avoid if possible. I mean, it is because, like, even though maybe generally you might have a bell curve, like, let's imagine that bell curve of, like, the average person probably reacts in a very similar way to everyone else. Not everyone does. I think towards the beginning of someone's life, people are usually much more similar to one another because they haven't developed as much of that logos part of their brain, the prefrontal cortex. But when people do start to develop, their brains start to develop, and they do start to use their prefrontal cortex, you have the ability, something very unique to humans, to start to override that lizard brain. And that's kind of where the subjectiveness comes in, is the fact that ability to look at oneself and say, yeah, no, I'm not gonna give in to... Oh, I should have grabbed the fucking belt. Like, they can decide to override that stuff. Makes it so interesting, because that's a decision now that people can make. What is it that I just grabbed? Oh, okay, cool. Syndra, Eldritch. I'll probably just do this thing. I'll just do... Yeah. I'll throw this on Shyvana once I get her. We have a surprisingly good ability to communicate our emotions. People seem to understand each other. We're pretty in tune. The problem is we don't share the required experience. Yeah, but you're also limited by the language that you speak and your understanding of that language. So I would just add that onto what you said. I don't necessarily disagree. Once you've felt that emotion, is pretty easy to communicate it. I think once you have felt something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're proficient in transferring what is qualia, the experience of said thing, into language. That is a skill that people have to work on as they get older. Like, I wish it was that simple. That'd be fucking sick. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people don't know how to communicate their feelings. And that's why they need, like, therapy, is to give them a safe space where more things can be in line, to where they have a higher chance of being able to take the time to cognitively assess their feelings and be able to train that skill to communicate it. I think that therapy happens regardless of if you're in therapy or not. So if you're, like, with me, for example, like, me and my girlfriend do a lot of therapeutic type of conversations. She and I have had a lot of trauma, as I would expect most people to have gone through some form of trauma before, and that's totally understandable. And so we use each other as a tool, as a utility, to be able to process those emotions and to help each other out, because we love each other. But we also have those skills, not only to practice that therapy when given that opportunity, but also to enable the other person to be able to do that. So I guess my point is people need practice to be able to build up the skill in the first place before they can even apply said thing. I don't think that it's just, oh, you experienced the emotion, now you can communicate that. I think that I understand what you're trying to say, but it gets into some hard territory. In your opinion, the role of a therapist is overblown. We should all be therapizing each other all the time through our regular day-to-day interactions. Well, I think that's the exact reason why the role of a therapist isn't overblown, is because people aren't doing the day-to-day therapeutic interactions that they should with one another to be able to love one another. Not every parent is a good parent. Not every friend is a good friend. And so some people also experience way more trauma and way more nuanced and like niche types of emotions or emotion combinations that not everyone can relate to. And so they are going to need an outlet for that. And so I think the role of a therapist, I think, is actually really important. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to okay, I'm just gonna re-roll the fuck out of Shyvana then. That'd be really fun.
Why so tense?
Or
Relax.
re-roll Elise? I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Let's just throw another Nico on the board. The therapist is only needed in a world where we've lost the ability to help each other. Yeah, like I said. So we already agree. It's criminal how little people know about these things. I agree. I wouldn't say it's overblown in the sense that only a special person can do it, when in reality anyone can do it if they try it. I'd say I want to agree with that last part of that statement, but I can't. I've talked to enough people of varying worldviews and experience levels and intellect that I don't think everyone can do it. I think they can fucking try, but that's about the extent of that, unfortunately. I think a lot of people are still pretty self-serving, even if they tend to be selfless, because not everyone can just sit down and sacrifice a lot of their time to dedicate that to someone else's bullshit if they don't have something to gain from it. And so the reason why therapists also exist is like, if somebody doesn't have a friend that has a mutual result or reward from having said friendship or whatever, people aren't going to engage in those therapeutic things. They need to have some sort of like stake in the game. So for therapists it's money, and money is very easy as a means of, you know, money is self-explanatory, I think, to somebody that understands. But anyways, the town needed one guy to make bread, and he can become a great specialist baker. If we all make our own bread, we don't all need to become great bakers. Yeah, proficiency in the thing, I think, is actually really important, because therapy and trauma and all of that stuff, it would be nice to be able to say, like, oh, we don't need like a specialist, because anybody technically can practice therapy or whatever, or be therapeutic to someone else. But some people need a deeper level of therapy than others. So it would be nice in a perfect world to have that to be the case, but unfortunately I don't think that's the case enough of the time. Oh wait, that's right, I'm re-rolling for Shyvana's. Let me just reroll real quick and then I'll read what you said. Okay, here we go, baby. Okay, sick. I don't need Jace. Don't need you. Don't need you. Okay. Of course, the idea is too unrealistic. Yeah, I think if everyone were to practice, like, I guess the way you're describing it, mini therapists, if everybody were to engage in more low-level therapy, then I think over time we would be able to have a... Oh, fuck. I'll just lock my shop, because I don't want to lose the interest. Also, preservers... Zillion, Recon. I think I sold a Recon earlier. Maybe that was last game. Anywho ways. There we go. I could do Swain instead of Shyvana if I happen to hit more Swains or if I need to level up or whatever. Let's see. I want to get Nessus in here, but... Okay. I think if everybody were to engage in smaller form therapy, then people on average would be happier and healthier, but some people need that really intense shit for all the stuff that the low level therapy can't get. I think a perfect world in my eyes would be everyone practices a little bit of everything. They're pretty well rounded. Not everyone needs to make bread, but like if enough people make bread, then it's fine. For something like bread, you don't need a specialist, but for something like therapy, you definitely need a specialist, because the difference between having bread or any other type of food is not as world warping as the difference between somebody having therapy and not having therapy. It's like the importance of the thing. Obviously everyone needs food, but there's so many different forms of food. But there's not different forms of therapy. There's just different quality of therapy or different quantity of therapy. But there aren't different like ideas of therapy. People practice therapy maybe in different ways by trying to self-diagnose and then try to make decisions and like try to cope. But more often than not, those people tend to just be off base and not actually understand enough about themselves and end up hurting themselves. So it's really hard. I wish we lived in the perfect world, but unfortunately we don't. And it's sad to say that we kind of have to like, not necessarily give up, but take what we can with people. We gain a 3-star copy, game and 2-star copy. Okay, so I just need to 3-star either Shyvana or Swain. That is my goal. Am I still in a full win streak? I literally haven't lost a single round. I'm not even trying. I'm thinking about other things right now. I've probably missed like a bunch of people in my shop. New recruit, giant and mighty. Your team gets larger, gaining health. That's pretty much like my strength is max health with the shapeshifters. So I'll probably win. I don't see why I wouldn't. Okay, there's 2 Shyvanas. I'm going to replace a shapeshifter so that I can actually make use of this augment. What's so funny is these augments are like not even that great. Like other people with combat augments, like Tiny But Deadly, or like Living Forge, and they have fucking like artifact items and shit, they should be winning, not me. Like my board is fucking nothing. I just have like an itemized Shyvana and a Preserver emblem. That's it. I mean, now with 2 tanky and whatever, I'm gonna be fucking off the walls, but I didn't even make use of it until this round, until I swapped out. Anyway, yeah, I think that the world is a cruel place, and so any level of therapy at all is good. As long as it's with good intentions, and when things go wrong, people try to remedy that. So if everyone can try to just be a better friend, to take more of a observer role. Some people just need to be heard. They don't need to be understood. They just need to be like, they just need to be observed, and then they'll find peace within their yeah. Do I meditate? And do I have an interesting experience? Yeah, so I've meditated. Not as much as I should, but I have had some very interesting experiences with meditation. So with meditation for me, there has been a few times where like my like when you get the chills, but it's like I would describe them as like mental chills. So like you almost feel like you like are losing blood, like you stood up too fast kind of thing is kind of the way I feel. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I'd describe it. I've had a few of those moments. I think it's just a physiological response to the idea that you're trying to forcefully bore your brain or focus on one thing so intensely and for so long. Why do I have 1 health lost? I think it's from a charm I bought. Meditation is really good for people because it's practicing focus at the end of the day. So practicing focus like a skill is going to be useful, especially for those who want to follow the path of mastery or something along those lines, where they will gain proficiency in something. If that's something that those people desire, then I'd say I can level up here because I only need 1 more. Reroll all your yes, okay. So with the idea that she heals health back, okay, she can be my tank then. I don't think I'm gonna go Nico. I think I'm just gonna keep 4 shapeshifter. And then just go full Preserver, and then my Shyvana will probably just carry out the game. What's my objective with my focus? So focus is, like, for me, it's super important for me to practice because I have ADHD. It's very easy for me to lose track of, like, whatever it is that I was doing or focusing on in a certain situation and be distracted by something else. But there's a lot of prefaces that I would put before that. It's really complicated. The idea that with my ADHD... Oh, I get what you're saying. So in that case, the breath is always where I would start. Starting with the breath, I don't know that it's necessary. But I think it's definitely, I think it's definitely useful. So, you have to do it. Like, the breath is the easiest thing to do, because you have to breathe. It's always there. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, you're going to need to breathe, unless you're literally suffocating. But we don't need to be, like, what if with this, because it's so, like, irrelevant. The idea that because the breath is always there, it's a utility that then you can universalize focus. So you can take it back to the breath and take control of your own mind. So our default mode network is kind of yapping all the time, or observing, or trying to draw conclusions or whatever. And so it's nice to be able to kind of take control and say, okay, we don't need to think. We can just exist. It's okay to just exist. It's okay to be a passive observer and not need what's the word? I don't think blue buff is correct here, but oh fuck, it was static shiv that I wanted to make. Fuck. Whatever. What is it that I'm doing? Just adding more shapeshifter as I level up. Next combat, dodge, yes. It's just level up time. I think I'm literally just gonna be Mr. 99. Literally I've never lost a combat. This is actually kind of nuts. This setup is fucking insane. With this Shyvana that'll have like over 10,000 HP, surely, once she transforms. Or wait. I mean, it's the advice that everyone would give to when people are starting out to meditate, is the breath. Mainly because of that universal trait. She just heals so much. Does it say in the healing chart? Yeah, she just won't die. I don't think there's anyone that does enough single target damage to be able to kill her before she'll just heal her entire health bar back. I think as well for Iaido, keeping one's focus on the body and the ability to control one's precision. Like if you look at my shorts and stuff, like that focus on one task, but so intensely, so that you can control not just your attention but as well as your body, is not as easy as it sounds. For a kid, it used to be way easier for me, I think, to do stuff like that, because when people told me like, okay, it's time to perform, like I put my game face on and like nothing could take me out of it. But as an adult, now that I've learned about the world and all of the science behind everything, not everything, but like cells and electromagnetism and like all of these different forces that are always at work, there's like so many different options of things to like think about at any given moment. There's more possibilities of like trains of thought that could distract me. I don't think this was the play, actually. To be fair, I probably shouldn't have taken that. I probably shouldn't buy this until I actually read it, but I'm trying to also just think about what it is I'm saying. That might have actually screwed me over. That item was the make or break for me, I think, for this. Oh, I need to enable a dragon. That's what I need to do. Your one and only interesting experience after a good session, you hit a moment where you realize you can control your attention. You discovered that you had hands. You unlock the ability to quickly clear your mind without having an objective of focus, like you snap into presence and clear my mind. Yeah, so essentially, from a scientific standpoint, all that's really going on when you're meditating, especially for a long period of time, is you're training your brain not to default to your default mode network. Well, I knew it. I knew I'd lose. I called it. That item was everything. What the fuck? Okay, well, I guess we just get Tactician's Crown. Which is good for me, because I need more shapeshifters on my board. I'll take the Rakan. It's pretty nice. I've had some of those moments after coming out of meditation, and it makes me feel good. But I've been able to enable that as well through practicing Iaido, because it's essentially the same thing. So like rather than just sitting with your eyes closed or whatever, focusing on the breath, Iaido is like choosing a form where you're doing the same thing with your body over and over again, and you're just trying to replicate or create like the most precise way of doing that one thing, which in of itself is like extremely helpful for meditation. It's pretty much what meditation is just focus practice, but it has to be on something that you can actually like draw to over and over and compare to over and over. So if you do enough wazas with the Ido, it'll start to become the same type of result as meditating is. So, well, I think I lose here actually. This Nyla is stronger than my team. How the fuck does Bard do a fuck ton of damage for no goddamn reason? Like what? Oh, why did I sell the Briar? She's a shapeshifter. Fuck. Oh shit. Okay.
Silver's still pretty awesome.
Today you walked for 20 minutes. Use your steps as focus of attention. Meditation is so cool. Yes, yes it is. So yeah, anything like with stepping or whatever. I just use Eido as my form of meditation now. I should be meditating more often, especially before Eido, to really prepare that skill so that my performance for Eido will be more to what I would like. But just like every other human being, I'm distracted by all the other things, all of the other instant gratification trains of thought or activities that I could possibly do, which is totally fine. And I think if I judge myself too harshly for giving in to something like that, then I'll just be unhappy. So I don't judge myself negatively for it, but I know that I have things that I could be doing instead that would give a result that is more desirable. Man, I really need to change something up here. Giant Slayer.
Raring to go.
I already have 5 Preserver. I could go Chrono. What will Chrono do? Let's do this. And so my team actually will survive for longer.
Arena's about to be a massacre.
And then Chrono. Your team restores 20% health. Dude, this is literally the most, like, healthy team of all time. Like, I have the largest health pool, and it heals itself over and over again. But my issue is I have a lack of damage. And so... physical damage, scaling off health. Well, Steric's Gauge. A completed champion holding 3 items... gains 300 health permanently. Oh, it gave it to Morgana. Damn it. I really needed that on, someone else. Maybe I should put, like, Giant Slayer on Nasus instead. I just need more items for like my Briar and my Nasus so they can do more damage. I love meditation. I definitely don't do it enough. And I've known that for a long time. And I've told myself, well, hey, if you know this, why don't you do it? That's one of my weaknesses is like, I feel like I know what it is I need to do, but I don't do it. And that's my fault. But I've also tried to train myself to not judge so harshly based off that, so I don't know. There's a balance to be struck with life and whether or not you judge yourself or whether or not you you're bored and can't be motivated to go meditate. I think that's the thing too, is like a lot of people are, I wouldn't say tricked necessarily, but like reliant. They're reliant on motivation in order to do tasks. And I think a perfect day for me would be able to act on the things I need to do without needing motivation. That would be nice. Unfortunately, those days don't really happen because with games and stuff like this, like, I have other goals. Like, I'd like to become a YouTuber and a content creator, and I would like to be able to, make money from doing activities that I actually enjoy, and I don't want to have to go to work at a job that is just mediocre and all that type of stuff. But should probably, I don't know. She's farming me money. It's probably just something. She has a 2x range. It's probably something like this. He can wrap around, she can wrap around. These people can wrap around and try to do damage to these people while I farm on this side with other stuff. I don't know enough about each character to really like understand. You do stuns. You just do damage, but also increase the damage that people take. So it's nice that he stays alive for a long time. Oh, my Shyvana's dead. I don't think I beat this guy, to be fair. This Radiant Sterix plus Not Today plus BT is very strong. You can't get the ball started. Well, I think that's the thing, is like maybe a skill that both of us could benefit from would be the idea that you can I probably should have taken the other Sterix. That actually would have had more value. I'm actually not going to feed Briar because she's not my win condition. I'm going to reroll for Morgana 3, I think, once I hit 10. Once I hit level 10. Well, shit. Finally, I've activated Dragon. Now her second half of her ability will actually work, so maybe that'll make the difference and I'll actually win this combat. I don't know. I doubt it. His team's pretty strong. My Nasus is pretty strong. He does 1,000 damage every time he casts. Something that we can work on is, like, right now, I'm planning on streaming all day today. Like, I have plans and stuff. But, like, for instance, if you didn't have plans, maybe you should decide, like, hey, right now I'm going to take that moment to now go, like, meditate. Even though earlier today you already did, so you wouldn't need to, per se. But, like, that would just be, like, an example. Is like when you are in those moments that you're like, oh yeah, I remember this thing. If you're able to like put it into action immediately, it's so much easier, and you don't even need the motivation to do said thing. Just decide, just say, and then just do it, and then see how it goes. It might not turn out the way you expect, and you might not have like the same payoff because you didn't have the initial motivation for your dopamine circuitry to actually like expect some sort of reward. And so even if you do everything right, you might not even get a reward at all. That is totally understandable and valid. But, you know, tomorrow, yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's always the looping train of thought. Is like, oh yeah, such a great idea, I'll put it into practice one day. And that's why that's the problem, is the skill of like when it actually does come up, people don't put into action the thing in the moment, which is the important thing. I mean, I could put Xerath on the board. Xerath will probably scale pretty well. There's the Briar. Oh, current odds. Okay. Have a 4-cost champ transform into a 5-cost. I think that'll ruin my setup that I'm going, so I'm not going to do that. Full item. I'll do Edge of Night on what's his face. Or no. Bloodthirster on Nasus. That'll probably work. Okay, last fight. Not one day, tomorrow morning specifically. Well, I think that's where Iaido kind of fills that void for me. Is that I know that I would like to meditate more, but like doing the certain type of meditation where I'm just sitting and focusing on my breath isn't as entertaining to me as doing something like Iaido that is just as meditating when done correctly. I must preface that. So, you know. Do I survive this combat? Nope. GG. So yeah, I mean, finding an activity like walking, like you said, that you can practice meditation with is probably the best way to go. And the only way that you'll be able to build consistency is like choosing an activity that has to do with meditation. Technically, it can be anything, but that requires such a mastery over meditation to be able to apply that, and that's just unrealistic. So I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, but thanks for coming to chat for a minute for my streams. I know I don't stream often. I'd like to make more YouTube content in general. Okay, I just hit my foot. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright. I have returned. More set 12. Whatever the maintenance thing is, either has already finished or hasn't started. So we'll have to see. It says it was at 10:30 Pacific time, which means it should have started 22 minutes ago, 23 minutes ago. Anyways, if maintenance interrupts me, I'll just play some ranked set 11 because I still haven't hit plat yet. I didn't play as much set 11 as I wanted to. I really love the thematic. I love pretty much every trait besides like mythic. I think mythic's eh. But the rest of them I think are pretty fucking cool. With this set, I'm not a huge fan. The thematic is not for me. I'm not a big magic fan. I don't really care about any of the thematics here. Like, Frost is kind of cool because it seems inspired by the White Walkers from Game of Thrones. Dragon, I guess, but the only cool dragon... I guess I just really have a distaste for Nomsy. I think Nomsy is fugly. And yeah, I'm gonna go grab myself a snack. I'll be right back.
It's time for the Wheel of Fate!
Looks like it's a Frost game. Maybe I'm just meant to play Frost. They always give me a Twitch at the beginning.
Let's go! We got viewer centers!
What did I say? Sorry, I'm eating a donut. I literally always get a fucking 2-star Twitch. Every time. Why? I don't need him. I don't want him. Just kidding, I do. I actually do want to play Frost. Frost is one of the few traits that I think are cool. Or, like, somewhat cool. If I can even say they're cool at all. What the traits do, that's a different story. But, like, thematically, aesthetically, to be clear. Some Eldritch. Shapeshifter shit. Nomsy for dragon.
Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight.
Interesting. If this is Warwick, then it's a win. Are you fucking kidding me? I got a fucking Ziggs. I should have just gone Pandora's. I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted to try something new. Please give me a coin. Let's go. I literally have not lost that coin flip.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Do I have to fucking go the bee shit now? The honeymancy? This person has some honeymancy. This guy's got a Vagar. This guy's going to honeymancy, it looks like. The other person has a fucking... Yeah. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do in this spot?
Audience is waiting. Prepare those boards. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's brawling time.
I could go warrior this game. Or incanter, I guess. Because I have the Ziggs that's gonna be 3-starring. I'll go incanter. I'll go incanter. That seems to make sense.
Such power.
Who else is an incanter again? Cassiopeia, Syndra, Ziggs, and Karma.
Keep still.
Hui is not an incanter. I'm just gonna save up money.
Ante up!
So I'm already on the lost streak.
4, 3,
So
2, 1.
a riff on the target that deals magic damage and shreds them. This ability upgrades the more it casts. Oh, like permanently? 15 casts? Yeah, it has to be permanent. I guess I'm going Chrono then. If I'm gonna go Karma carry. There's the Cassiopeia.
Show me your moves.
Such power.
So, okay. Enemies adjacent to the target are also shredded and take magic damage 30 plus. For every 30 cast, create an additional rift on a nearby target that deals damage. I think stacking Syndra sounds fun. So I might do that. My augment's not so great for it. I would need Shojin. I need Chrono. Who are the Chronos? Zillion, Camille, Karma. Isn't there a 1-cost Chrono? Jax? So it's one of each, I think. So it's Jax, Zillion, not Hecarim. Chrono. Is it Ezreal? No. I thought it was one of each. Oh, it's Vex. It's okay, I'll just stay on my lost streak for now.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so Vex can be the tank then. Karma, Camille. And then if I get an emblem. So we have Ziggs as the incanter. Cassiopeia, and Syndra is an Incanter.
This strategy is
Okay, this will be my team.
that's for sure. The audience is waiting. Prepare those boards.
There's the Jax. There's a frontline unit. I actually like this line. This Incanter Chrono line. I'm actually glad I took Worth the Wait. I just have to be flexible enough to actually do it, rather than just hope it's gonna appeal to one of my already existing lines. I lost to Krugs. I should have realized that that was going to happen. And I should have bought the Wukong, I should have thrown him in the front. But I didn't.
I am in control.
This power may tip the scales. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the chaos commence. Show me your moves.
Definitely not this, because I'm going AP.
Silver's still pretty awesome.
Yes! Blossoming Lotus.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's brawling time.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to stack Syndra. Syndra's Eldritch.
Start moving. Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight.
I don't know if this is the spot to do that when I need to build Karma's items.
Only as wild as magic. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'm at 38 health. Look what I've done to myself.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
I'm gonna lose. Oh boy.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Arena's about to be a massacre! Show me your moves! From up here, we can watch these fighters go all out.
Imagine if I had a...
Ante up! 4, 3, 2, 1! And action! Keep your head up!
Nothing escapes my call.
Enhance! Enhance! Let the chaos commence!
What do you mean?
KO!
You can't craft a chrono emblem. Damn. I guess I could go Honeymancy on...
2, 1! Arena's about to be a massacre!
Now I have to roll all my gold, because I'm gonna die!
getting here.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
What do you mean this doesn't look safe?
Whoa, what? Why do I have 5 karmas? The fuck?
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
I probably just need a level and throw on another Honeymancy. Oh boy. I don't think I win here. Yeah, no. Unless the chrono. Holy shit, it worked. As long as Karma gets her cast off, I guess. I just have no front line. If I can get Syndra 3, I think I'll be set. I need tank items.
Time ain't stopping, so you better not either. Go, go, go!
I'll probably get Shojin on her.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
There's a Syndra. I just need Syndra 3. Well, 1 away. Dude, this combo is awesome. I'm just worried my front line's gonna fall too quickly.
Let's go, let's go! We got viewers to entertain! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Hell yeah.
Incredible! This is what our viewers tuned in for! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! It's brawling time!
What do you mean this doesn't look safe?
The audience is waiting. Prepare those boards. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Bro, Syndra did more damage than Karma. I mean, she is 3-star. She probably should.
Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Damn, Syndra is fucking destroying.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Holy fuck, I won that. Another Honeymaid's Emblem. Or a Camille.
Let's go, let's go! We got viewers to entertain! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let the chaos commence!
Yeah, GG. It had to happen at some point. That was a good run. I got 5th. I turned an 8th into a 5th. I went off full lose streak, full win streak. That was kind of nuts. I re-rolled way too long at the bottom though. I have so many fucking shapeshifter starts when playing this. I do want to do a Swain game though, like a proper Swain game.
Ante up!
I wish he had 2 hex.
3, 2, 1. It's brawling time. That is quality pay-per-view. The audience is waiting. Prepare those boards. Ante up! 4, 3, 2, 1. It's brawling time.
It's me.
A clean victory. Start moving. Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight.
The dragon nears.
Ante up! 4, 3, 2, 1. And action!
Are you satisfied?
Time ain't stopping, so you better not either. Go, go, go! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. start the show. Things are getting tense!
Our future will be bright.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Arena's about to be a massacre! Place your bets on this one. They can't be beat. Let's go, let's go! We got viewers to entertain. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start the show! This fighter's a showstopper! Let's go, let's go! We got viewers to entertain!
The dragon nears.
Ante up! 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start the show! I can't get away! They're neck and neck!
It was painful.
Start moves! Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight! start the show. He's slain! The crowd is on its feet!
Good boy. Try it.
Annie up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let the chaos commence! Power changes everyone. From up here, we can watch these fighters go all out. Annie up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
This will do.
use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start the show!
Are you satisfied?
Audience is waiting! Prepare those boards!
Nico back in her Nico scan.
This power may tip the scales!
Strength is the only teacher.
This unit's raring to go! Let's start the show! Things are getting tense! A loss! Perfect time for a commercial break.
Nico, teach you a lesson.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! It's brawling time! Too late for a ring out. They're gone, baby.
The answer lies within.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, show. All right, hit the showers. Your next match is coming up soon. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Are you satisfied?
The audience is waiting. Prepare those boards. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start this show! The crowd's loving it! Incredible! This is what our viewers tuned in for! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start the show! Their crew's power is stacking up! KO! Let's go, let's go! We got viewers to entertain! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! 3, 2, 1. Let's start the show. All right, hit the showers. Your next match is coming up soon.
My magic evil. I only need
The board strength is starting to catch my eye. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sorry about that.
Are we best friends now?
Magic. I also real magic.
Not as shiny as gold, but silver's still pretty awesome. It's brawling time! KO! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's brawling time!
Winter's blessing.
KO! Chaos commence! Let's go! We got viewers to entertain! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! And action! A clean victory!
Challenge accepted.
Are we best friends now?
This power may tip the scales!
I only need time.
Enhance! Enhance! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Arena's about to be a massacre! KO! Show me your moves! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! And action! They slay! The crowd is on its feet! Start moving! Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! It's brawling time!
This was actually calculators without calculating it.
I only need time.
This power may tip the scales.
Let's fucking go.
Annie up!
Something happened? Something did happen. Oh, we got 3-star rise. Hey, let's fucking go.
Are you ready? Make some noise for our competitors.
Ooh, an early Jinx. Finally, a fun game. I'm kidding.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! It's brawling time! A clean victory! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start the show!
Yes, that
The
was a
crowd's loving it!
Who wants a piece of this?
Ante up! 5, 4, 3,
Oh, fuck off. Of course it was that one.
let the
Should've just sold her.
commence! A loss! Perfect time for a commercial break. Let's go, let's go! We got viewers to entertain! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
What? She switched targets. Ugh.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Show me your moves! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Keep coming, not fall.
Oh, let's go! We got viewers to entertain! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! And action! A clean victory!
The magic! It calls to me! Don't worry, I got this.
Maybe Honeymancy Emblem would be good on Jinx.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's start the show! KO!
Give me Honey Mancer. Well.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Arena's about to be a massacre! Time ain't stopping, so you better not either. Go, go, go! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Enhance! Enhance! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let's go! We got viewers to entertain! From up here, we can watch these fighters go all out. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Oh yeah, there we go.
Who wants a piece of this?
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! It's brawling time! A clean victory!
Fight! Some fun!
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Who wants a piece of this?
Really hurt my feelings.
Show me your moves! This unit's raring to go! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Daddy coming.
Really hurt my feelings.
Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! It's brawling time! Cooling down? Ah, you'll heat back up in no time.
Damn. Damn it.
power may tip the scales. Let the chaos commence! All right, hit the showers. Your next match is coming up soon. Start move! Time to use those tactics for a good old-fashioned team fight. Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Show me your moves! Ante up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Let the chaos